Hey everybody, and welcome to Ants Rants, where it's game time all the time. I'm your host Anthony Carrillo, and today we're finally going to start talking about some football. It's the middle of July, training camp's right around the corner, so I'm going to do a few episodes breaking down every division in the National Football League, starting out on the West Coast with the NFC West. The NFC West has been dominated by the Seahawks. The question with the Seahawks is that can they get over the heartbreaking, crushing defeat that they suffered in the Super Bowl? That question needs to be answered, obviously. They picked up Jimmy Graham. They traded away Max Unger. Their Legion of Boom's a little banged up. But I still believe that Russell Wilson, Beast Mode, and Jimmy Graham and all those guys. Chris Matthews is a receiver to look at, the guy who did real well in the playoffs against the Packers and then in the Super Bowl. He's an up-and-comer. Keep your eye on him. I think the Seahawks still win the conference, or the division, obviously, because the 49ers are in a tailspin. Everybody and their mother retired, and they have a new head coach that you really kind of don't know about, but you're going to see what happens. You have Arizona coming back, and Arizona posted an 11-win season for the first time in, I think, like 40 years, and Carson Palmer is going to hopefully be healthy for a whole season, but you got to see. Arizona lost Todd Bowles, who is now the head coach of my New York Jets. So we're going to see if that defense has enough talent just to win games. And the St. Louis Rams, who just like to play almost baseball, where they just score just enough runs to win, and that's it. They'll win games 10-9 if they have to with that stellar defense of theirs. Is Nick Foles a franchise quarterback? Who knows? But Tavon Austin hasn't lived up to snuff yet. This draft, they went offensive line crazy and drafted all the offensive linemen. They drafted Todd Gurley 10th overall, the running back from Georgia. Nick Foles needs a new contract. At the end of the day, I think that Arizona may come close, win 10 games, but Seattle runs away with it, wins the division. I have zero expectations for the San Francisco 49ers this year. I am not going to predict anything. If they win 5 games, fine. But I have zero expectations for them because of the massive gaping holes that they need to fill. Navarro Bowman's coming off a gruesome knee injury. Patrick Willis retired. Chris Borland retired. Justin Smith retired. Everybody retired. Anthony Davis left. Their left tackle. Come on. Mikey Upati went to Arizona, so now they need a guard. There's a lot of gaps that the 49ers need to fill, so I'm going to give them zero expectations. And whatever happens, happens, but I'm gearing up for the 49ers to have a down year. Simple as that. Frank Gore's gone. Is Carlos Hyde going to carry the load now that Frank Gore's gone? No. Arizona's is the most intriguing team because they have a lot of talent. Can they put it all together and win games? Can they stay healthy is the big question. You have Patrick Peterson. You picked up Mikey Upati. You have Larry Fitzgerald. You have Carson Palmer. You have these guys. You have Tyrann Mathieu. You have these guys on your team that can win you games. Can you stay healthy? Can you keep it all together? Because last year they did real great, and then playoffs, bam, one and done, you're done. Also, granted, you were using your fourth-string quarterback, but still. I think that first 1 to 11 wins the division. So I think that the Seattle Seahawks win the division. If I had to choose an MVP of this division, I realistically would have to go with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson because he has to lead his team again. And he does it year in and year out without a long-term deal, might I add. But I think the MVP of the division, if I had to pick one, of all the teams, would be Russell Wilson. Seattle wins the NFC West, heads back to the playoffs, and rolls the dice and tries to make it to the Super Bowl and not lose on the last play of the game. If you have a different opinion or you want to talk about anything about the NFC West, about any team, leave comments below. Go to the Facebook page. Over 2,000 people are on it in under a month, so thank you guys. Go to the Facebook page, go to the Instagram, go to Twitter, email me, whatever you want to do. Let me know who you think will win the NFC West and why, and who your MVP will be for the NFC West. All right? We're going to do this for all divisions, so be prepared to talk a lot of football because it's going to be good. It's football time. It's a good time. Get that football going, get the pigskins going. Let's get it, all right? This has been another episode of Ants Rants. I'm your host, Anthony Carrillo. Thank you, and have a nice day.